welcome to the final day of the MGS1 PC All Bosses League 2021, starting with the third place match between Tyler and Plywood. I am joined by Vermilion Noel on commentary. What is up, Vermilion?
Going good. I'm super excited to see these last few races. They're going to be a blast to watch. Trust me.
Yeah, we got a battle of the MGSR admins, battle of, I guess they're both experienced runners with MGS1, honestly. I mean, especially Plywood. I believe they faced each other during the round robin phases, if I'm not mistaken. So we got lots of excitement around these two.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so I guess first things first, as people may have noticed throughout the league, is we're going to be farming alerts. And more than just memeing the genome soldiers, but there's actually a reason for doing so. For the end of the game, I guess maybe Vermilion kind of cover about, what's up with farming these alerts.
All right, so basically in this game, if you have less than 10 alerts, when you get to the end of the game, Snake gets his hand shot by Revolver Ocelot. He drops his key that we need into the sewers. And if you have less than 10 alerts, then a rat eats the key, and it's extremely RNG. There's a lot of things that you have to worry about. But if you have more than 10 alerts by the end of the game in that sequence, then you don't have to worry about that. You have to worry about 1 to 7 spots. It's still RNG, but it's a lot more controlled, so it's more worth it to get these alerts. And the best way to get alerts is definitely in the beginning of the game, because you really don't have anything else to do here. It's just a time section.
Yeah, I mean, since you're waiting for this elevator to come down, you do have time to get these alerts farmed up. However, you got to be very careful not to overextend towards the end of the credit roll that you're seeing on screen, because it'll not only prevent the elevator from coming down, which will lose you time, but you can also lose time for getting an alert while trying to get into the elevator. There is a way to time it, which I expect Akuma will do, since he just seems to go full pedal to the metal during his runs. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of exciting things, to be seen. Of course, Plywood doing the you know what? I've been running around. I gotta cool off, so he's just gonna jump in the water.
I was seeing animation a while.
Yeah, I mean, once you get to the credit roll where it has I think it's like the military advisor one. I forgot. There's a certain one you have to look out for, just as a warning to you as the runner, saying, "Hey, you should get ready." So here's the elevator. Now watch how amazing this guard's gonna be. So we're just gonna knock on the wall. He's gonna say, "Huh? What was that noise?" And just like that, it's like, "Hey, I just got off the elevator. Now it's going back up."
And the guard takes a giant step. He actually just hops off the elevator just to check that noise, and he doesn't even see Snake just go under him.
It takes a lot of guts to do that, by the way. I would not want to get off an elevator just to check out a noise, but...
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So, again, another alert intended just to get through the helipad as fast as possible. Run with a chaff equipped, since you run faster with an item equipped, such as a chaff, a SOCOM, grenade. It's just faster than being unarmed. And of course, since we're on PC, we could skip codecs at the blink of an eye, or just a keystroke, if you would. You don't have to master all the text, and cutscenes can also be skipped with, a keystroke. So up to this point, it's just going to be a race to B1 of the tank hangar. I was getting a little ahead of myself, because since it's all bosses, you will not see the famous vent glitch that skips half the game. So we will be going up the ladder as intended. However, you will see a vent glitch to skip the lasers in this tank hangar, which we will see later. Man, look at those pesky rats. I used to think, which of these rats is going to be the god rat, before it was discovered that you can actually kill the rat RNG by farming alerts. But either way, both of them are going to be making the way down to B2. I believe Plywood got a fast elevator. Part of my screen was blocked, but that's one thing I guess we could talk about while we're waiting for these guys to start the guard rush section, cell fight, guard slaughter. I don't know what we call it. I call it guard rush. What do you call it for
There's a call cold names. I like prison slaughter the most, but it's just like at the end of the day, it's all to preference. Like I've called it guard rush for so long, guard encounter. kind of just lame names because it's just like a sequence where you just kill guards. Like, what else is there to say, you know?
I think Sparty calls it self or like a self fight, or
Hellfight's kind of
it's
hype too.
I don't know. I mean, it's a bunch of guards. You gotta take them out, but and again, of course, you're seeing just the power of PC just saying, "Hey, we don't gotta listen to this codec."
Yeah, the codecs on
Uh,
console are brutal because you have to mash X the whole entire time or just any button, and it's just like so much time wasted. But here we just press like a few buttons, boom, you're out.
yeah, but I
And
guess one thing I was gonna mention before we get into the guard rush is that the elevators is gonna be an important thing to notice throughout the course of the races tonight, since elevators can make a little difference over time if you get a fast spawn elevator over a standard slower one. But first things first, gotta tell Merle to get it in gear and contribute.
yeah, Tyler with the meme looking at Johnny, in that pose. Pretty hilarious.
I'm still trying to understand that. Like I've been seeing people do it. It's like, okay, is there something behind that, or is it just like, yeah, I got nothing else to do, but I don't know. Look at Johnny.
Yeah,
I don't know.
well, also you have to wait anyways, right? Might as well, take in the sights.
I don't know. I don't know if I want you want to go there, but the key thing with the guard rush is, other than just taking out the first three as fast as you can to get the standard cutscene, you want to place yourself right next to the door, take these guards out as soon as they come in, and you also have to be mindful about your SOCOM ammo, depending on how both of these guys will plan to handle the next boss fight with Ocelot. So I guess maybe talk a little bit about what to expect with Ocelot.
Well, Ocelot's a pretty interesting boss because there's actually two approaches to fight him. You can either SOCOM him, which most people use, extremely safe, not that hard, or you can use grenades, which is terrifying but a lot faster. You save about 8 seconds on this fight if you use grenades. But if you mess up one grenade toss, the fight can just end and you have to reset the whole entire fight. So it's all up to these runners to try it and not mess up this fight. And Tyler gonna mess up there.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't up against the wall all the way. Like you may have noticed on Plywood's screen where he plants the C4 on the ground and then equips the ration. We've had people die trying to go through this wall, just to make it a little bit faster. Let's see, and Tyler's going for the SOCOM strat and Plywood with the grenade, and he missed the
He messed
split.
up.
So it looked like he got the first one to hit him directly, but the second one was off target, so it still did some damage, but it only does maybe like half or partial. But just like that, I mean, it's still anybody's race right now. I mean, what could have been a slight advantage to Plywood, with just a miss of the grenade, partially, and man, I'm on the edge of my seat right now, actually.
Yeah, like the thing is about that fight, what just happened to Plywood is that was far from the worst thing that could have happened. Because if Plywood threw the grenade a slightly lower, then the wires would have caught the explosion, and he would have to reset the whole entire boss fight. And then right there, what just happened with the half damage grenade was extremely fortunate for Plywood because he was able to just finish the fight with a SOCOM, play it calm, and do it well. But oh my god, Tyler went to the wrong floor. Oh no, you never want to see that.
I know that pain all too well, when managing the elevators, but like you say, and it's having a little bit of trouble with the vent glitch as well.
Oh
Yeah, so
no.
this is the vent glitch I was referring to earlier, where you could do this to skip the lasers. Doing so can save you time of having to call Meryl to open the door for you, as well as the cutscene of watching the door open, and it's like we ain't got time for that.
Yeah, really.
I forgot what I was gonna say now, because just in the last like couple of minutes we've just seen so many little things happen in
Yeah,
such a short amount of
actually.
time.
Yeah, we saw Plywood go for a super safe line on this tank because the tank is pretty scary fight on PC. The tank is a little sporadic. You don't want to ever get shot by the tank. Tyler went for a more risky line, slightly faster. But Plywood's already ahead, so there's no reason for him to go for anything super risky. So I can respect the play here.
Oh, now I remember what I was gonna say. Especially when it came to that last Ocelot fight with Plywood running in this race today, is know your backups. It's
Oh yeah,
one of his
for sure.
favorite things to say, among other things, other than know the lines, is especially know the backups.
I mean, he's spitting facts right here. You know, like you never want to be in a situation where you're like, oh, what do I do now? Plywood has been running this game for so long. He really showed the experience there. He messed up the grenade ocelot, and he realized, oh, I can just finish it with SOCOM, and really switched to the SOCOM, finished the fight well, and disaster did not strike for him. You know, just slightly slower, but still better than what could have been the worst.
Yeah, I mean, trying to improvise a backup on the spot is, I don't know, maybe okay if you're running for yourself, but during a race is ill-advised. You know, and
Oh, yeah,
that's just
definitely.
experience talking from when I was first racing Tyler, actually, a long time ago, in one of the first relays I participated in Twin Snakes. So funny enough, it's sort of MGS1 related, but here we're seeing a pause buffer that Plywood does for this Nikita section. I believe pausing will not add to any of the timer in-game. Some people just do this for ease of just being able to adjust without having to, you know, risk making a wrong turn at the wrong spot in the hallway. And you're seeing the diagonal from both of these guys, actually, so very nicely done. I don't know. With me and the Nikita, I just try to keep it as simple as possible. I've screwed it up in different ways, I would like to admit. And here you're seeing the shuffle.
Yep, the new
Um,
technique.
yeah, so I guess maybe talk about the new shuffle tech.
Basically, the shuffle tech allows you to just run through like cutscenes that you're not able to move past. So right there, you saw Tyler just walked into the other room there. You're not actually supposed to do that, and you're gonna see it here as well. You see Plywood slightly moving up in the cutscene as well. It's just a weird new technique. Like literally found out a few days ago. Uh, the ability to just run through these scenes, so it's pretty cool. These two runners are implementing it here.
Yeah, the equipping, unequipping during cutscenes is just a weird thing you can do on PC. It's totally not a broken game, which I say with all the sarcasm because it actually is, but that shuffle was found just not too long ago, and it allows you to get through things you're not supposed to be able to normally, even on PC, which is, again, totally not a broken game, but now with this ninja fight, even though it's on easy, it's far from easy as it sounds. You want to be very mindful of damage that you dealt to Ninja, as well as not missing any damage throughout the fight, because there's a certain dialogue line that we never want to get. Also, another brilliant use of the shuffle tech by Plywood. So I guess, what is that infamous dialogue line you never want to get in this fight? Something about, I don't
Ma-
know.
Oh my god, you never want to see the words bone and sinew ever in this fight. If you ever see those words, oh no, that means your fight is really bad and you lose about 15 seconds because Gray Fox likes to talk, you know. He really likes those words. And you want to stop him from talking.
I was getting some fairly good RNG with the second phase of Ninja, which is the hide and seek, where he'll spawn in one out of, like, I don't know, it's like 6-ish places. I don't remember exactly. But it's just little time saves you can get. Sometimes you can just get truly unlucky and he'll just spawn in the opposite corner.
Yeah, it's complete luck, but it's not much you can really do there. As long as you know where he's gonna be, it's not gonna be that bad of a time loss.
All right, so Plywood ending his fight. Very nicely done.
Yeah, I mean, you guys get tired
Oh,
as
it almost
well.
looked like he was like I was looking at Plywood's screen there for a second. It's like, wait, is he up against that wall when he's trying to make that shot?
Yeah, I was using gonna get hit actually.
Yeah, I thought that was gonna get blocked when he took that shot, but I don't know. Sometimes the cameras can play tricks on you. But so both of them done with the ninja fight. So still anybody's race right now. I mean, it's still slight advantage to Plywood.
Yeah, it was honestly
And
just, the only reason why he's so ahead right now is because uh, a Tyler went to the wrong floor, and if you go to the wrong floor in this game, you can lose upwards to around 24 seconds, something like that. It's actually a lot of time loss. That's around the time deficit that he's at right now.
yeah, I mean, in combination with Plywood attempting the grenade ocelot strat, even though it didn't fully connect on the second grenade. But it's just to keep it in perspective, it's still really early. There's so many obstacles in this run that can help determine a pace for just, a race, PB world record strats. I mean, Sniper 1, Sniper 2, Hind D can be in a infamous hurdle for some. So both are grabbing the cardboard box, which is going to be for a out of bounds tech that you're going to see in the caves coming up. But I guess before that, I mean, wait a minute. What happened to the music?
Make sure you're ready, okay?
Did someone
Breaking,
disable the
breaking the
music?
fourth wall. Yeah, there's no more music anymore.
I don't know, man. So I felt like someone was like, "Hey, man, we're doing a third place race today. We can't risk any funny business." Even though, as I'm saying, that Tyler's doing his trademarked Nikita equip spam during this cutscene.
A lot of people have been picking that up actually. Kuma's been doing it. Just funny. It just looks so funny for Snake just to pull out Nikita during a cutscene like that. It just looks really funny.
So doing the now Meryl flip going into this room, I believe it saves you, what is it, like a second if you do it right?
I think so. It's a time save for sure, but it's just funny. It's also really funny just to look at. So it's the best of both worlds.
All right, so now we got Psycho Mantis, which we've seen throughout the league that it's been, pretty intense for some, while for others it can really help, get someone a chance to crawl their way back into a run. But starting off, it's going to be 3 hits during the, I guess, somewhat hide and seek, followed by another 4 hits for a total of 7. Then follows it up with a grenade, which will trigger a phase skip. Normally, Meryl would get up and you'd have to stun nade her down. But because you squeeze out the damage just right, it'll just make you get up and then fall right back down. And I don't know about you, Vermilion, but there's something tricky about this next part. I don't know how either of these guys will get through this.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, Meryl's there. Oh wait. Oh my God. Plywood actually missed the throw. Actually, he thought he got it, but he missed it. Yeah, but you're supposed to flip Meryl there because it instantly knocks her out. Which is good.
You think with all that psychic ability, he would have figured, oh, I'll just use Meryl against him. There's no way he can attack her. Then it's like, oh, but you know what? We could actually just roll her over.
Yeah, I like. It's funny because he uses her and then she falls down immediately, and then he uses her again, and then you flip her. So it's really funny to look at. So
All right,
right
so
now,
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
oh no, I'm sorry. I'm just saying Tyler's about to finish the fight as well, but Plywood's definitely ahead for sure now. He finished the fight pretty cleanly,
Snake, you follow me.
and there we go.
All right, so now we're going to be seeing the out of bounds using the cardboard box, which is very similar to the vent glitch that you may have seen earlier, except now you're going to see it used here. The box will help you just squeeze out of bounds, which will just save time navigating through the caves. And we're going to see now the shuffle tech once again, which is going to allow you to move, through. It's hard to describe because you can't see it, but what's happening is you're just kind of skipping through what is normally the, oh, what's the matter, Snake? I thought you were good with dogs. But Snake is like, hey, you know what? We're just gonna oh my God, what?
Okay.
Oh God, we're memeing today. I mean, I think Clyde realizes, hey, we're on the speedrun.com front page. We might as well just meme it out, and I would not be surprised if Tyler did the same thing later at some point during this run.
Hey, we'll see. I think Plywood probably got some more pictures he's gonna show us later, but that was a sneak preview.
It sounds weird.
Okay, so right
anyways,
here,
the shuffle during what would be just waiting for that cutscene to end and then touch the door, it just saves you a few seconds of dialogue and just say, hey, you know what, Meryl? I don't want to hear any more about me and the dogs and yada yada. Just again, another good use of the shuffle tech.
yeah. So right here, Meryl just talks about how she's really smart. She knows what the mines are, but we just walk forward. Kojima definitely intended for that to happen.
Wait, you could just really move up? Man,
Yeah,
I never knew.
Because I remember when everyone played this game, we were like, "Oh, we have to follow these footsteps to make sure that we don't get hit by mines." But instead, you just walk forward. There's no mines there.
I don't know, man. That is completely mind blowing. So
Was
again,
that,
you're seeing. Oh no, go ahead.
I said, was it a pun? She said mind blowing. Get it?
Oh, we're gonna have so much fun today watching these races, I swear. But what I was about to say, and we're also okay, having a little bit of trouble, but both using the same, not really out of bounds, but just like trying to like vec glitch, or I guess crawl space glitch up and over that gap. Just saves you a few seconds of crawling. But now both making their way back over to the tank hangar, now going back to B2 to pick up a PSG1, I guess, Vermilion. The PSG1 is not only just a required item to just advance the game, but with PC, there's a unique use for it.
Yeah, it's a PC. The PSG1 is more than just a weapon. It breaks the whole entire game. Because on PC, you have hotkeys, and if you press 0 on your keyboard, then it equips the PSG1. Basically, what happens is if you if you use a PSG1 and then switch immediately to another weapon, you go into what's called God mode. And in God mode, you basically cannot get hit by anything, as the name would imply. And there's two states. So the first state is going to be you're just invincible to everything. The other state is called GME2. And what GME2 allows you to do is you're basically break all the barriers in the game. You can basically break through door barriers so you don't go through cutscenes, stuff like that. It's actually wild to look at.
Yeah, so what you're going to see now is they're going to trigger these alerts on purpose to lure 2 of the 3 guards close to the room where the PSG-1 is located. Run back to the elevator, and depending on the elevator spawn time, Plywood got the slower one, so he's just going to buy some time to punch kick the guard over, just to prevent him from turning around, because you do not want to get an alert trying to go back in, and at the very least, while trying to operate the elevator to get out, because same rules apply from the very beginning. If you're in an alert trying to get out, you cannot operate this elevator, so nicely done by both. We've definitely seen some unfortunate alerts throughout the league. But it's a room I personally, dread whenever I run the game casually.
Definitely, yeah.
It's just the one place you never expected to go bad, and thankfully we did not see it.
It's a terrifying
guys.
room. Terrifying room, because if you make any mistake there, it can cost you so much time, like 30 seconds. It's wild.
Yeah, because it's a room where, even with all bosses on any percent, it's even worse because you hardly have anything to fight with. But it's a room where if you're in alert at the wrong time, it's near impossible to recover it and still get out quickly enough, where you either have to like leave the room and then respawn it, or you just have to continue out, meaning you just fall through one of the loose tiles on the floor and just take a game over, which either way would lose you a lot. So Plywood did the chaff, I guess, distract throw, which causes that guard to turn and give you a chance to roll him over, while Tyler opting for the more safer approach using the PSG-1. And again, it's PC, where it's like, hey, wait a minute. You're not supposed to use live ordinances in that room, but it's PC. It's like, we can just break anything. We just break it.
You can technically use any weapon in that room. It's funny because on PC you can just it breaks the fundamental rules of the game. Like you're not allowed to use any weapons in that room. But you know what? We got hotkeys.
All right, so Plywood starting with Sniper 2, so he got a really good start getting a right side spawn, getting a first 3 hits, followed by another... Oh, okay,
Wow.
So I guess aiming with the Sniper and PC is very challenging. From what I understand is that it's not analog-based whatsoever. It's all D-pad, and it has like a set like acceleration speed where it's shuffle, where it's like, don't move. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
What I was about to say is that the sniping in this game is weird because it's not like a constant speed. Like it starts slow and it accelerates faster the longer you hold it. But Tyler now just finishing his Sniper Wolf fight, so I mean it's still Plywood with an early lead, but still anybody's race right now.
Yeah,
I want to see
definitely.
if Tyler's gonna do the shuffle. Oh, he tried to, but he didn't get it.
He did try, yeah. So Tyler, he missed some shots there, which cost him some time, but overall, not a bad wolf. Plywood had a pretty good wolf. Because right side spawn is what you ideally want to go for there. You really want her to be on that side because you can shoot her, get so many free shots on her.
I mean, she could also spawn like directly in the middle, which is in essence like you just aim, look up, and she's right there.
Yep.
But it's I don't know like what the spawning behavior is like, if it's just RNG, or if you just gotta, pray hard enough and just say, hey, is she gonna be right here? Because what you don't want to get is her spawning behind that pillar off to the left, or she's in the open and then hides behind the pillar anyway, which just loses you so much time because there's nothing you could do to like, flush her out. Like you just have to kind of wait for her to peek and then get another shot. But this is my favorite section of the game, which is bonding with Johnny, which is more or less getting him to say, hey, shut up in there, will ya?
Bonding with Johnny. It's a pretty fun way to say it.
I mean, there's nothing else you could do here, so I mean, you might as well just say, hey, Johnny, let's just try to get to know each other, and... See? I mean, he's already saying, hey, what the hell are you doing underneath that bed? It's like, I don't know, man. There could be something underneath there. I mean, it's a scary place.
I mean, what else is they gotta do here, you know? This all that's here is a dead body. The DARPA chief.
Wait a minute. Wasn't the DARPA chief already dead from earlier? Wait, there's two DARPA chiefs.
Whoa.
Dude, that is really, really sus. One of them was an imposter.
Oh no.
So we're just waiting for Otacon to show up with some goodies. He's gonna give a ration, a key card, and that's right, a bottle of ketchup.
I said the bottle of ketchup is the most important item in this situation.
I mean, more important than the SOCOM, more important than the PAL key, more important than the cardboard box. That's right, a bottle of ketchup, which we're gonna use to make us look like we died, but we didn't really die. So I guess maybe you could explain what we'll expect to see from breaking out of the cell.
Yeah, basically we dropped the bottle of ketchup, so Johnny thinks that we're dead. He opens up the cell door, and we just get out of there. And because Johnny's not smart, we just get to go home, get our weapons, and get out of there. There's gonna be new tech though. We're gonna see the shuffle out of this room. It's a really specific angle. It's kind of difficult, but we'll see if Ply's able to get on the first try. So right now he's gonna line himself up right here. Looks like he got it.
He's going for it, and he got it.
Yeah, there we go.
I believe that's where the shuffle was first used when, it was discovered, where it was like, hey, I wonder if I can try to get out of this room, because normally you would just touch the I guess equipment box. You would run back behind the table, dress up, and then run your way back out. And it's really opened the door of just time save possibilities, and I believe the world record has already been...
Oh no!
And oh no! So Tyler tried to go for it, but he wasn't on the right angle. So he was able to still get his equipment, but he just had to sit through that cutscene, to get out. So giving Plywood a little bit more time, making his way back to the underground passage. But I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, so yeah, Volcanic Akuma currently holds the record, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe it's already been beaten, especially due to the discovery of this shuffle tech.
Yeah, he beat the previous record.
And it's hard to believe that it's already been it's like the 1 hour berry, which at one point was probably like not even conceived as like beatable, is already been broken, and it's been broken again. And now with the shuffle, it's like it's just more possibilities of saving time. I always find it amazing, like what people find over the years for games such as this and time saves, or even just little things of like, hey, guess what? You could, save time by doing this. And with PC, it's even more remarkable.
Yeah, it's pretty wild that like this PC port came out in 2000 and things are still being discovered to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Over 20 years later, and we're still figuring things out we never knew about this game. Pretty cool.
So we're seeing the use of GME2 once again by Plywood, which, again, it's kind of like you're putting yourself out of bounds, and because there's really no, I guess, barriers, you kind of just run to one side of the room, and it just loops you back over, as you're seeing again when you're seeing Plywood just basically go out of bounds and just, magically appear in the other end. They just don't have a wall, so instead they just say, hey, you know what, if you make it to this point, we're just gonna spawn you right back over here. Kind of like a old school like Legend of Zelda tech, where you just kind of like go to one side of the screen and all of a sudden you're on the other end. I don't
I
know. It's
just
just sort of amazing.
It's funny because I remember when Ply was talking about it in his tutorial, he says it's like Pac-Man. Like you show up on the left side, you go on the right side.
Well, yeah, what do you know, man? It's absolutely amazing, and now with this stair climb, you're seeing the use of GME1, which again, he's just in iframes. He's just gonna run up. Guards are gonna try to punch him and say, "Hey, what are you doing up here?" Or they could be cheering him on, saying, "Hey, go Plywood, you got this." Even though they're trying to shoot him, which is weird, but might be wondering, "Hey, wait a minute, how come he's not getting shot or knocked over?"
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. You know, you're in God mode, so nothing can hurt you. You know, the only way you can die when you're in God mode is if you drown, if you die to poison, if you fall in the lava, and that's about it. Other than that, you are completely vulnerable to damage. You can self out the game though. That's something you can do. That's not technically dying, but I mean, you're basically dead at that point, right?
I like how the genomes are trying to, like, you know, catch up with Snake. You know, they're like, "Hey, wait, it's a race? We want a race too." It's amazing how fast they can run up these stairs, actually.
Oh yeah,
It's,
they're so fast.
I mean,
A
they
lot
can
faster
run
than you.
faster than Snake, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, getting caught in the last corner, I believe. It's 27 floors up for both towers. I don't know. I tend to just lose count and just go on autopilot. I just keep turning the corner every which, you know, stairway, and it's like, oh, wait, we're finally at the top?
Yeah, so this part is basically, it's all about just like precise movement. On console, you actually have to be worried about these guys shooting you, but here we're just like, you know what? I don't need to worry about you guys. I need to get to the top of this tower as soon as possible.
Yeah, so using GME2 once again to just skip a cutscene of what is just Liquid saying, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna let you use that bridge." I don't know, he's kind of spoiling the fun.
Yeah,
So with... Oh, no, go ahead.
no, I was like, he's just being mean, you know, shooting you as you're trying to repel down this place.
Yeah, so with Repel, since it's on easy, they don't have to worry about damage taken a whole lot, but they do want to be fast, so you're seeing Plywood take use of, or take advantage of the girders, which are just those horizontal and angled bars that you're seeing on the side of the Tower A. It'll just allow you to just go down faster, which again, even though you take some damage here, it's not the end of the world. Even though on PC, yeah, every time you take damage, either from Liquid's gunfire or the vents, the steam vents, yeah, I'll just slow you down a little bit. But on console, you'd have to be very aware of your HP, depending on the difficulty. But through PC, it's like, ha ha ha, I got GME1. I don't have to worry about those 3 guards. I swear, I hate those 3 so much on console.
Oh, yes.
Anyone that's run the game on console knows what I'm talking about, trying to evade those 3. It's absolutely infuriating.
They're really annoying to face against. So Tyler having a much worse repel than Ply. Like Plywood had a pretty much a perfect repel, and Tyler got hit by some steam, some shots, and that's gonna be some time lost there. So this gap is kind of widening now. It's all gonna come down to see how this Hind is. So this Hind fight coming up for Ply is really, it's all about just not messing up and not losing too much time on the fight, because the Hind can't really hurt you on PC. So it's about hitting your shots. Tyler's gonna have to hope for Plywood to mess up here, because the gap is kind of getting big. They are in the same room, but at the end of the day, it's not looking too close as much as it was in the beginning.
And again, you're seeing use of the shuffle, which won't skip the cutscene entirely, but it just speeds it up a lot faster, because you're tricking the game into thinking, hey, I'm moving, even though Snake is supposed to like be standing still, leaning up against the wall, and then turning the corner with a SOCOM, where it's just like, oh, okay, we can skip it. It's
It's
like,
pretty funny.
when I first saw it, I was like, man, I didn't think it would save that much time, but if you can put together every possible instance of when you're normally stopped, and you could save time on that, it's kind of adding what is like saving time on every possible fast elevator, and now you're adding in every possible shuffle tech. And it's just, again, it's remarkable of what more time save is out there.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's definitely it's just crazy that like time saves are just being discovered left and right, like week by week in this category, in this game. And that's something we never realized, is that because in the past we would just GME2 through this, and we would have to go in a first person crowd, lay down to get rid of it, so that our camera's good. And Now it's just like, oh, we just do use this new technique that we discovered a few days ago, and we're able to just get past this part. So it's just cool that new tech is just being discovered and used in races like these. You know, it's really really cool.
So now they're well, now Plywood's starting with his hind D. Tyler shortly. We'll get to his in a little bit. So the thing about hind D is you want to make every shot count in phase 1, which is the just, I guess, not really. I mean, it kind of feels like a routine phase, but what you want to get is every possible hit to get out of phase 1 as fast as possible. You don't want to miss too many of your shots, not really for trying to maintain ammo, but you're just trying to be quick. And then once you get the first missile, now it goes into phase 2. Which again, both of these guys won't have to worry about damage taken since they already had GME1 activated coming in. But rather, they don't want to ever get the hind D to go underneath the tower, which can be prevented by caging him in the air, which I guess Vermilion can kind of talk about that.
Yeah, so basically, the hind, if you keep it in phase 2 and you keep shooting it at specific intervals, right as the iframes are gone, you will keep him in an infinite loop until his health goes away. And it's the most important phase because if you mess up a little bit, you lose the timing a little bit, he'll just go under the building, and on easy, he'll be there for a while. Like, he can be down there for about 30 seconds each time, and it's something you never want to see when you're fighting against the hind. So it looks like Plywood got it good on the hind, so he's fine, he's out of there. But Tyler's gotta make sure he doesn't mess up here because it's kind of scary messing up the hind here. You never want to mess it up. It is easy, but you know, just because it's easy doesn't mean you can't mess up.
Yeah, I mean, Plywood did miss a couple of his shots in phase 1, and I think he was like off the ammo box on the Stinger, trying to get him into phase 2, and it's just like one of those things where any little thing that you could do can really detract this fight in a heartbeat. But especially on easy, if the hind ever does go down, it just feels like an eternity for him to come back up. On higher difficulties like hard and extreme, he will come up faster, but it's still time loss either way. And Tyler now finishing his phase 2. So nicely done by both. Still advantage to Plywood, but as you know, Vermilion, we got another infamous Gatekeep boss fight that everybody running this game in this category loves.
Yep, this is the most important fight of the entire game because it is Sniper Wolf 2, and this fight can easily just be a 1-minute fight. It could be a 2-minute fight. It could be like a 1.5-minute fight. You don't know. It's all up to your execution, how well she's behaving today, and there's a bunch of other factors. It's a lot to take in. So although Plywood is ahead a good amount, it's not the end of the world. Like, Plywood could have a really bad Wolf 2, and it just happens, you know? To the best players, it can just happen.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of leads change throughout the league because of that fight, you know, among other things. So here you're seeing use of GME2 again, which is saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to go down the elevator, fight the infamous 4 horsemen, guards, as some may remember. So you just kind of just run outside the wall, hit the ground, and say, oh, I got to touch the door, and just like that, you're already at Sniper 2. So Plywood getting a sort of an unlucky start, where she's hiding behind the trees. But thankfully, through the Stinger missile launcher, you could just use it to deal some damage while flushing her out of cover. And then following it up with a sniper shot. And then if she get really lucky, she could stay in the open.
Oh my god.
To just pile up with more shots and... Ooh.
Oh, close.
Oh, yeah. He almost had a chance to end it quickly there in the open. And, it even tried to end it with the Stinger, and that missed.
Wow. So it was a real...
No, wait, it didn't hit
what's
either?
happening? What's happening?
Oh my god, he's getting memed right now with the Stinger.
I'm
okay,
surprised.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Oh, he did the shuffle tech to cross the line right before that fight ended.
Oh yeah, that takes a lot of time because you don't have to go through your health refill, rank up, and whatever. Because this is all bosses, and all we care about is make sure you kill all the bosses. So once her health bar reaches 0, you just go up through the barrier.
Yeah, I believe that was amended into this category because of the shuffle tech discovery, where I believe in terms of moderating these runs, that it is allowable as long as, like you say, that you do see that her health reaches 0, and you don't really need to see your health bar go up and regen. But you don't want to trigger it too early, meaning you shuffle and then cross that line, because now you're doing what is an any percent tactic where you could just skip the fight by being able to cross a somewhat of a impassable barrier normally. So on PC, it is especially important to not try to mix the two. So Tyler getting a little bit of trouble trying to get his fight to end. I mean, this is the thing that I hate about this fight, where she can move from one side of the map to the other. You can try to fight her a stinger, swap to the sniper, and then she just doubles back before you catch it.
Yeah, she
And
actually has a minor
Tyler
gun.
also getting the shuffle tech. Oh, you almost had the regen for a split second, but it looks like he made it just far enough.
Yeah, Tyler's finally getting on that fight, but Plywood a great chunk ahead now. He finished the cargo elevator section, no problems. He did mess up the new strat, the C4 strat, but it's not that bad. He's so much ahead. That Wolf 2 that Plywood had was really good. He did mess up a few shots near the end there, but it was just genuinely a really good Wolf 2. And Tyler had a lot of trouble. He ran out of sniper ammo almost, and he was just going for the stinger. So we'll see if he's able to get the passive strat here. Oh, never mind. He's gonna GME and punch. He's not even gonna try. Even not even gonna bother with the C4 and the stinger. The classic strat.
Both of these guys giving shout-outs to the old worm, as it's called, for it's the way to skip sniper to an any percent, where you would just equip between a grenade and the sniper, which kind of makes it look like you're doing the worm. Oh man, I love watching these guys.
It's so funny. It's the worm is really funny to look at. So here we have Plywood on Raven, which is a really easy fight too. All that really matters in this fight is make sure you don't miss any shots, and make sure that you don't mess up the iframe. So he has a lot of iframes, surprisingly, in this fight.
Well, I mean, he's a big guy with a big gun, so it only seems natural that he's got some rather lengthy iframes.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's, I'm seeing Snake just standing up next to him, firing the Nikita. The barrel of the Gatling gun is pointing right past him, and it's like, it just seems absolutely absurd because it is. Just for those watching, it's absurd because it is. It's BC. It's broken in a good way, for speedrunning, but it's by far incredibly broken. But now we finally made it to Rex's hangar, which, again, throughout the course of this league, we've seen a lot of leads change. So I guess we could maybe talk about a little bit of what's coming up in probably like a minute or so.
Oh yeah, so remember all those alerts we got in the beginning of the game? Yeah, so since we all have 10 alerts, or more, then now the keys are spawned in 1-7 spots. So it's still RNG, but you know what? At least we're able to know there's a specific line that we always take to make sure that we don't miss this PAL key, which no one in the league has missed, by the way. We have a 100% line correct rate on this in this league, so everyone knows a line. You make sure you hit every single possible slot the PAL key could spawn in, and we just get it and hope for the best, because there's nothing else you can do but hope to see which PAL key you get. You never want to see 7, because that's the worst one. You genuinely want to see a really good PAL key. So we'll see what Plywood gets here. So he's just gonna run down, and Tyler making himself to Rex's hangar. So we're gonna see a small high five here.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler had a little bit of trouble with his Raven fight, so that's just going to extend the gap a little bit further. But again, it's, we've seen rats appear, unfortunately. We've seen option 7. So I'm going to say, try to give Tyler a chance. I'm going to say Tyler gets the God Key, and Plywood gets the God Bomb.
Okay,
for options.
Okay, all I'm gonna say is Plywood is the most unlucky person in this league. This man has gotten 7, I believe 3 times, or 2 times back to back. It was one of those 2. So we'll see if
he gets the God PAL key.
That is what he deserves that. He deserves that. Plywood.
Oh my God.
Plywood has actually gotten destroyed by this PAL key so many times. The game is like, you know what? We feel bad for our boy Ply. Let's just give him the best possible key. And that's the best position you want to see.
After getting to know Plywood over the year or so, I could just imagine that when he saw that, he was just like, yeah!
Yes!
You know, because like you say, I mean, he's gotten unlucky so many times with that key. I know the pain. You know, you're trying to go for a good run, and you're looking all over in that drainage ditch, and just to realize, oh yeah, it's on the opposite side. So Plywood now beginning his process of entering the 3 keys, starting with the room temperature key, and then transitioning to the blue cold key and the red hot key, which will be taking a trip to the blast furnace.
You see,
Okay,
the funny thing is,
I guess he had a little bit of trouble trying to take out that guard.
yeah, that was weird. Yeah.
I don't know,
Hear me
maybe he's
the
aiming. Okay,
what?
Tyler now looking for his key, so he
Oh
got...
no, the bomb. That's actually.
Uh,
Oh. Uh
okay, so,
oh.
okay, there it is. So it's not the worst key, but it was unlucky to get the bomb, because you do have to throw it away. Which, depending on where you get it, you can hang on to it to a little bit. I think it's a 10-second timer.
Yeah, it's pretty long actually. So you're able to just throw the bomb a little later when you finish the line, but in that situation, it doesn't matter. You're able to throw the bomb and just go back. But Tyler having a much worse power key than Ply. So it's just this gap is massive now. It's really hard to come back from the end game of this game because it's just us going back and forward, freezing the key up the key. So Plywood would need to make a big mistake because right now it's looking like all Plywood.
Yeah, I mean, it's... that's the thing about this game is, and I know Plywood said this during the semifinals that we had over the weekend, where it's, he would not feel bad if he ever lost a run to just luck. And in that race, it really did come down to that. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
he
seen
legitimately
races change, because of pal key spawns. We've seen it just from things like, Ocelot fight mishaps, even losing time and escape. It's just, every little thing matters. But I guess one thing I was going to get into, which is for some promotion time, unless you have anything to add, before I get into that.
I was just gonna say that like Plywood, he said the best. He said if you were to lose a race in any other way, it might as well be due to luck, not your own personal mistakes. And that's how he went out in the semifinals. And here we go, he got rewarded for all his prior misfortunes. So that's pretty cool to think about.
Absolutely. So while both these guys get underway with the PAL card transitions, I guess I just want to kind of talk about us, as a community. We are Metal Gear Speedrunners. You're watching the MGS1 PC All Bosses League. We have another race after this, which is going to be the grand finals between Metal Glen Solid and Volcanic Akuma. But until we reach that point in time, just want to talk about us. If you are interested in, speedrunning this game on PC or perhaps any other Metal Gear game, Metal Gear Speedrunners is the place to be for that. You can check us out on our community Discord, MGSR. We would love to have you. We always encourage people of all skill levels to join. Doesn't matter if you're brand new. Maybe you speedrun another game and just want to maybe learn a Metal Gear game to add to your repertoire of speedruns. Doesn't matter. We always encourage new people to join. You can also check out our community website, MetalGearSpeedrunners.com. There is a wiki dedicated to speedrunning, which is maintained and, by speedrunners for speedrunners. Shoutouts to Plywood in particular for tutorials that he's put on there, as it helped me learn how to run any percent of MGS1 on console for Extreme. So definitely shoutouts to him, and as well as everyone else that's contributed to the wiki for all the games that are on there. You can also check us out on Twitter. Our handle is @MGSRunners. And of course, you can follow this Twitch channel that you're watching it on. We love running these things. We have, relays. We got this, MGS1 PC League that you're watching right now. You also have Stream Team content throughout the week, which are done by speedrunners of the community. You see them just on different days of the week by a different runner. And I guess one last final thing for Million, and it's the most important thing of all, and I think you might take a guess as to what that might be.
Oh, what is it?
Follow @Apache Smash on Twitter.
That is the most common thing said in this Twitch chat during every race. Follow @Apache Smash. Very, very important. If you guys are not following him on Twitter, you should do it right now. I did not see that coming, actually.
I mean, you will not be disappointed. But seriously, it's you know, and I do want to give credit to just everyone just that's made this league what it is. People running in it, those running it on the backstage end. Of course, our tech guys for maintaining our back end Node CG system for being able to display this and broadcast it. Keeping the GW bot in line, whenever it acts up. So that'd be, Roy, Chusa, Toast, everyone that's on the tech end. We always thank them. And of course, everyone that's commentated for this thing. I know you've heard me several times, and I think I covered just about everything. So I think if Plywood was listening back to this, getting that promotion out there.
I mean, I think you hit all the cylinders. You had everything that we wanted. That the community's all about. We just love getting new people. We love just watching people get invested in these games. It's just a great community. There's so many games that people are so passionate about, and this is definitely one of them. It really shows that this tournament had so many people. 4 pools, 4 players per pool.
Oh
Weekly
wait, dude,
game.
look at the com sting on the screen.
Wait, what?
Look at the label.
I just saw it. I just saw it. Wait.
Oh my god, dude.
Apache
Yeah,
Smash
shout out to-
just jacked us.
Yeah, man. I mean, and you know what? Actually, it's leading into who's gonna be providing commentary for the next race, which I think might be by Apache Smash and
It
the
is,
guy
yeah.
that loves memeing on our Node CG, which is D-Limes13. So the two of them, the dynamic D-Limes Apache duo, will be doing comms for the grand finals race coming up after this one. And also shout outs to D-Limes for changing. Oh man, he did it again. So I guess I'm long named Joe again.
I really wish that it was only Apache commentating. Just so that everyone can just get a full, understanding about what it's all about. Just kidding. A solo commentary by Apache. What an honor.
And I guess one thing I don't think we covered just yet, but is about the PAL keys themselves. Is
Oh yeah.
they
Sure.
take about, I think it's like 60 to 61 seconds for it to change colors, if you will. On console, I always check it before I leave. I just don't trust it. It's just, I don't know, the cloud always hangs over my head. It's like, did I leave too early?
Yeah, I
some
always
people
do.
just know when to check if they just have that experience. I think even Sparty said that he uses his phone, and as soon as he loads in the room, he just press start, and then as soon as it reaches a minute, he just leaves. Like, that's it.
Yep. On PC, luckily, we have a really, really good resource. Shout out to B-Man for Auto Splitter. It allows it
Oh
actually
my god,
just
Tyler,
you just
don't
use it.
do
Oh my
it.
god.
Oh, he's doing it again.
Yeah, but basically the Auto Splitter just allows you to see the exact time you enter the room and like how much time there is for the segment. So 61 seconds is the time you want to shoot for. So 1 minute 1 second, and then you just head out of the room. So it usually does. That's the reason why they don't check the card key most of the time. Is because the auto splitters are there. And it basically does not lie. So that's a really big thing. So that's really good for PC. So that you're not as unsure about it. You're not like, oh my god, did I forget the key? Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, and again, shout outs to GoGoBMN for not only that PAL key resource, but for the live split auto splitter script that he's developed for this game, as well as for MGS2 Substance on PC. He speedruns games himself, but he is incredibly talented when it comes to that kind of stuff, because I know next to nothing about what's involved in making auto splitter scripts, but he just seems to know how to do it and do it very well, as well as, make adjustments when, things happen. And Tyler, again, doing his Nikita spam. I love it. But yeah, shout outs to BMN. Good
Oh yeah,
guy.
for sure. Yeah, shout outs for sure. That this man has definitely helped make PC what it is. Makes this so convenient for all of us.
So
right
now
now,
Plywood, or no, I'm sorry, go ahead, dude.
I'd also say like he's just getting to the the end game here. Gonna fight Metal Gear Rex.
Yeah, I was gonna say something dumb, but I guess now I could say it since he's back in the hangar. But you know, so I guess until he makes it back to the control room, because you know what we're doing now? We're zooming.
Yeah. I actually
Yeah,
always say that. I always say zoom in this room, which is funny.
I don't know. I mean, whenever I run this game, people that have watched me before, whenever I get in here, it's whenever you first load in, you hear the zoom. It's probably one of my favorite soundtracks of the game, even though like there's so many good ones to pick from. But I always say, yep, we're zooming in the Rex hangar.
Zoom.
I mean, it's
So
so
good.
catchy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, okay. I guess we're actually here. We're Rex's hangar.
Now I could say the other dumb thing because he's in the control room, which we won't get to see because it's PC. We skip everything, but you know what? Spoiler alert. Brace yourselves. Miller wasn't really Miller, and we weren't
Whoa.
really deactivating Rex. We actually activated it, and it
Oh
was
no.
really Liquid playing us like a fiddle.
Oh my god. Blew my mind. Okay, the real question is, are we gonna see Plywood meme it up here? Are we gonna see the cutscene? No, we're not gonna see the cutscene.
I don't think he would do it if I was like in his shoes. I mean, he's like, I mean, I appreciate him when he memes. I mean, I meme a lot in my runs, but in a race like this, like you'd have to be really, really far ahead.
I mean, he is far ahead,
yeah.
but
Yeah, well, it's like, I don't know. It's easy to fall into like just kind of like screwing around, and then something goes wrong, and then it's like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that.
that's true.
But I think we
yeah.
will see the alternate perspective of this dramatic cutscene, and then Snake just refusing to shoot.
Yeah, I can't do it.
I don't know, man. I think he could do it. Wait, did Plywood's feed freeze?
Oh my god. Wait, did his game just crash?
Oh, it did.
Oh my god,
Oh, dude, you know what that means?
Oh.
We're going to RTA. Wewe're going to RTA.
Wait a minute. Oh no.
So,
Disaster just struck.
So in the event that something like this happens per league rules, because it is MGS1 PC, and it's not entirely a stable game, in the event that it happens in a race, it will no longer go to the in-game score clock that you normally see at the end of the run because there is a save pack dedicated to issues such as this. But now, instead of relying on that game timer, it will run on the RTA timer that you see on stream. So this has just changed it dramatically.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like he just lost about 30 seconds there, and now the gap is just closing. So Tyler about to finish Rex 1. Should be clean, and we're gonna see Ply go to Rex 2. Hopefully, hopefully it doesn't crash again.
I don't know, maybe
Okay, there we go.
maybe Stick somehow fired off a round and that's what caused the game to crash because he wasn't supposed to be able to shoot the thing there because he keeps saying, I can't do it, man. I can't shoot.
Yeah, maybe he memed it up too much. Like maybe that's what we're saying. Like I said earlier, why do you watch the cutscene? That's why things like that can happen. But yeah, Plywood's still definitely ahead right now. The gap did close a significant amount, but it's gonna be a really bad Liquid in order for Plywood to lose this here.
Yeah, or unless if we see another crash, which I hope we don't.
That's true.
I mean, it's like I've been on the edge of my seat this entire time. Maybe there's a little bit of a break, but now it's like, oh.
Oh my god.
I'm just like, I thought it was me for a second. Like, wait, did
know,
my
right?
screen freeze?
Yeah. So right here we have Plywood. So everyone here in for when you fight Liquid, you want to go for this infinite combo. Looks like Plywood got it. There's a lot of setups here. Plywood going for a diagonal one throw, and looks like he got it. Should be good. He's gonna have to move down before to bait out Liquid and punch him off. So we should be fine here. Yeah, he got it. Nice. So really, oh no, he missed the kick actually. Okay, never mind. So
yeah, I think he. Yeah, it looked like he was gonna opt out of trying to roll him over because you can infinite him down to 0. But Liquid will not be defeated until you actually either throw him off or kick him off of Rex. Tyler going for the two-throw method, which, I didn't really get him in the right spot, so that's... Yeah, so the funny thing about trying to get the infinite is it's easy to learn the punching rhythm, but it's very difficult to actually execute it cleanly all the time because of things like Liquid's placement, your movement, throwing movement in addition to that. And see, yeah, and that's what I was just about to say, because like if you're not completely in line with Liquid, you'll actually start to like slide away, where eventually you'll kind of like break loose from his punching hitbox, but thankfully he recovered it fairly quick. Gets it down to the escape section, which Plywood is now going on to his second guard checkpoint. Okay,
Yep.
so it is the second guard checkpoint. I don't know. I just, it all looks the same to me. I mean, I just keep forgetting, oh, there's a timer, stupid. Just look at the timer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I actually forgot about that. Not gonna lie. So yeah, right now Plywood is getting to the very end game. He's about a minute ahead, and it's not looking good for Tyler. Plywood basically has this run in the bag, even with that time loss on that game crash. Should be looking good. Like this is why you have a backup save, guys. This is why we promote the save pack in situations
Yes.
like this. You never want to be in a situation where you're like, oh, I don't have my saves. I guess I just lose the race. This
Yeah, I
is
mean, we
good.
did have that happen during the league round robin phase, where a game crashed in the middle of a run and they did not have the save pack, which, I mean, I don't recall the outcome of that race, but there was quite a bit of finger wagging about, hey, get that save pack. You never know when you're going to need it. And,
And
hopefully you don't want it to have to happen, but in the event that it does, it's there.
we've seen a lot of game crashes actually on what's it called, this league so far. I think Plaba got one. I think Nick got one as well, and um, it was a smoking ace, I believe. He got a soft lock actually. Well, not game crash.
Oh yeah, he was trying to go out of bounds in the furnace, and I think he didn't like touch the door, and it's like he had to game over out to get out. But
Yeah.
Plywood now just ending his run,
GG's.
so time is gonna be what the RTA split you'll see on the game screen, not the scorecard, because again, league rules is that if you crash during a race, it'll be done via RTA, real time, since the game save files in-game clock will not be reliable just due to the nature of it being a save pack.
Yep.
So it's a 101.28 by Plywood. Tyler just getting to the last part of his escape section, which will also use the RTA timer, which looks like it's probably going to be
102, like
a low
15.
102. I mean, in-game wise, I don't know, didn't really quite focus it, because like after that crash at the end, it's like I kind of lost sight of everything.
Yeah, that was wild. I mean,
Um,
no, we're talking about Tyler beat him by 26 minutes. I'm just kidding. With the 128 there.
oh man, I mean that completely messed me up once you said that, but so in-game wise, it's a better time, but just again per league rules, we resort to the RTA times as you see in the left and right lower hand corners of each game screen. So congrats to Plywood, and also GG's to Tyler. I mean GG's to both of these guys.
Oh yeah, it
It's
was nice to watch for sure. Yeah.
so it looks like we're gonna get both of them in. Welcome, you guys. Congratulations, Plywood. GG's, Tyler.
Thanks. I got a really good console bosses time right here.
That is a really good time.
So this
Um,
means that like I won, right? Because it's like a 26-minute difference, obviously,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah, totally.
That's exactly how the rules work.
Oh, okay, cool. Just making sure.
46
Yeah, it's
save.
like-
Interesting.
46. I saved so much during this run. You just didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
like
So
we
a
were
white
just
flash.
talking about like right before that crash, where it was like, oh, is Plywood gonna play the cutscene just before the Rex fight, and then all of a sudden it was like, wait, what just happened? It's like, oh wait, it's because he didn't play the cutscene out.
Yeah, that
But
was a
still,
wacky run for me. It was like I had basically godlike luck, but I made a bunch of weird input errors. Like I still don't understand how to use a keyboard, so I was like using the wrong keys and being overly cautious with stuff. But it honestly, like, when that happened at the end, I'm like, whatever. It's like, it's weird. Like GOG, even if you have like the proper CPU cores, at least it seems like the proper CPU cores, there's like a 1 in 100 chance like it'll still crash there, which is really a shame. I don't know if I don't think that's just about windowed mode, but it's kind of sad because I really like playing in windowed mode, but it is sadly a bit risky. I really don't like the Reddit version, but whatever. I guess I have to play the Reddit version.
I mean,
and I
was
guess
it your first crash? Oh, that's right.
That was my first crash since like setting up the prop or the consistent CPU cores. Because for those who are wondering what the heck happened, for some reason the GOG version, the game can crash there, and depending on how many CPU cores you have enabled while you're playing the game, it might be more or less. I think even if you set it to the right one, it still can crash there, unfortunately. I don't know if that's just about windowed mode or what. I don't think it is. I think it's just GOG. But the reason why I really like GOG is windowed mode and settings and stuff. So, I don't know. It doesn't
I
really
guess
bother
one
me too
thing,
much.
yeah, like one thing I was gonna ask you, Ply, was like when you saw that God Pal key, and I mean, it's like, were you popping off? I
No,
could
I
just
was
imagine.
annoyed. No,
No, because like,
I was really annoyed because like this
Oh.
run was so janky. Like I had a lot of like little dumb mistakes that just shouldn't have happened. If I was actually not making silly, stupid mistakes, like I would have been like, all right, I'm really excited. Like that wolf 2 was almost like the most crazy wolf
I
ever.
saw a corner of my
Yes.
eye. I was like looking. I'm like, oh, he's like trying to go for like the like skate
I
out,
went
and
for
he like
like
got
the
knocked down 3
fastest
times.
possible wolf 2. I was like,
I was
all
a
right,
wild
let's
wolf
go.
too. You,
I
you
was
messed up a few
super
shots
wild.
though.
But
yeah, because
you
like
just can't bet on it. It's so hard to bet on that stinger shot.
yeah, because like I guess we were talking about like the PAL card and having such like bad luck throughout the league if you apply one, and then when you saw or at least when we saw the God PAL key, I was like, man, Ply must have been like, yeah.
No, my response was, why didn't I get this against Glenn? That was
That's
how I
awesome.
responded. I was like, I needed this on Saturday, not that's how I felt.
It's like
Basically.
the game felt bad for you, Ply. You know, all those sevens, all those like ones you've
Got
gotten
7,
recently.
7, 1. I
It's
mean,
like, you know
Tyler was
what?
right there with me, man, with the bad luck. It was just a horrible group for
I
luck.
have the most bad luck, actually. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
I have the worst.
he's
Tyler
actually
did have
bottom
bad
tier.
luck too. Oh my god, you guys both have horrible luck with the pal.
I don't know,
But
man. The
no,
PAL key just hates us all.
it was a fun run, even though it was a topsy turvy. How did it go for you, Tyler?
I missed the elevator coming to the tank, and I had to go back on the elevator, so that was fun. Other than that, my wolf fight, from what I saw in chat, was the same RNG as yours, but you executed it better. And then Wolf 2 was a bit slower because I wasn't being as aggressive, but I did get the skate, but I still lost time, so it didn't really matter too much. And then I think right before you had crashed, I was just messing around, and I singered the like last guard before the Palkia room, and then you had just crashed. Then I'm like, oh, okay, this may be something like, but at that point, like you would have had to crash another time for it to really matter, because I know that
That
you
would
would
have
have
been
done like a
incredible.
0 throw to 1 throw
Twice
liquid.
in a row.
Yeah, like yeah. So it didn't matter too much because I was already so far behind. So
Yeah, well, I mean, I definitely enjoyed watching you two guys race, and I guess I'll just say, GG's to both of you. It's always a pleasure, and thanks for Million for being on co-commentary with me. And I guess did you two guys have anything else to say before we move on to the next and final race?
This is just a really fun league, and I'm really excited for whatever the next like competitive tournament thingy we do here. That's it.
please
Tyler?
suggest Twin Snakes League next, please.
Here, man. I'll support that.
Okay.
I'll
That's all
support
I'm
that too.
For Million, did you have anything else to say before we transition to intermission?
I'm excited, really excited for the next race. Stay tuned for that race, everyone. It's gonna be the best, well played MGS1 you guys are ever gonna see. Trust.
Hey, don't curse them. Don't do the commentators curse before the
You
race even
guys,
happens.
you
Better
have to
knock
see
on
the
some
best
wood.
luck. You have to see the best luck and the best gameplay possible. So stay tuned for that, guys. Get ready.
Vermilion's
All
like,
right.
you're gonna see a 58 tonight.
You guys we're gonna see 158. Trust me. No one has gone to 58 yet. We're gonna see it tonight. Trust.
All right then. It's very bold, and I guess again, thank you all for participating today. And so we will be right back. We'll go into intermission as we get set up for the grand finals race between Metal, Glenn, Solid, and Volcanic Akuma. Be right back.